Sophie Cunningham's unfiltered interview. Raw honesty meets respect for Caitlin Clark. Sophie Cunningham has never been one to bite her tongue, but her latest interview on the Show Me Something podcast took her trademark candor to another level. Relaxed and sipping coffee back home in Missouri, she laughed, joked, and dropped some of the most unfiltered takes the WNBA has heard all year. Between talking about horses, fashion, and even baby fever, Sophie managed to touch on every hot-button topic in the league, from calling out leadership to defending Caitlin Clark's quiet defiance. It all started with a small viral moment involving Caitlin Clark. During a Colts game, the Indiana Fever players were handed customized Colts jerseys. Caitlin, a lifelong Chiefs fan from Iowa, simply held hers up instead of wearing it. No speech, no forced smile, just a polite refusal. The internet exploded, praising her loyalty and authenticity. Sophie loved it too. "That was awesome," she said. "I hope Caitlin knows how cool that was." She admired Clark for not faking enthusiasm and said she wasn't surprised. To Sophie, that simple act was proof that Clark knew who she was and wasn't afraid to show it. That admiration turned into a bigger conversation about authenticity in women's sports. Sophie pointed out how rare it is to see players being themselves in a league that expects constant professionalism and PR-friendly behavior. For her, Clark's moment wasn't disrespectful, it was real. And that, Sophie said, is what fans crave most, honesty over image. But Sophie didn't stop there. She used the interview to double down on her own controversial comments about WNBA leadership. Earlier in the year, she was fined for criticizing league executives, saying they didn't understand basketball. When asked if she regretted it, she didn't hesitate. "No, I meant every word. Maybe I shouldn't have cussed, but I meant it." She admitted she's trying to be more mindful of how she speaks but stood firm on what she said. "When I cuss, people think I'm uneducated," she laughed. "But I do know what I'm talking about. I just cuss." That blunt honesty defines Sophie's brand. Half apology, half mic drop. She even acknowledged that she speaks for players who can't risk fines or backlash. "I represent a lot of people who don't say stuff," she said. "So I want to make sure I say it right." When asked about the WNBA Finals, Sophie admitted she hasn't watched a lick of it. "I need a cleanse," she said, explaining that after a grueling season of injuries and drama, she just needed to unplug. Her honesty about burnout struck a chord with fans. Instead of pretending to stay engaged for the cameras, she was upfront about needing space. True to form, Sophie kept things light even while tackling heavy topics. Between rants about leadership, she joked about winter fashion, peacoats, and planning a Christmas trip to New York. It was chaotic but authentic, pure Sophie. By the end, she circled back to what drives her, speaking up. Asked if she regretted being so blunt, she paused before answering, "No. I'm proud of speaking up. Someone has to." That line sums her up perfectly. Sophie Cunningham might be controversial, loud, and unfiltered, but she's also one of the few willing to say what others won't. Her honesty, mixed with humor and heart, is what keeps fans listening. And her praise for Caitlin Clark's small act of defiance? That was one real recognizing another.